I was wondering if you could put yourself in the shoes of James Wiseman, starting your rookie season, having COVID, which takes you away from training camp, having to watch from that balcony up there. So it's like you're part of it, but you're not. What do you think this has got to be like for Brooke?
Well, my rookie year, I was on crutches watching, so I kind of know the experience of, you want to come in and be part of the team, but you can't really be part of it because you're far away. You don't know if you should go talk to people or, it's kind of trying to find a balance or, trying to fit in with the guys and make an impact, but you can't really play. And so I know it's tough on them to be away from the game for a couple weeks and start your rookie year off like this. So I know how hard it can be, but I know he's been talking to asking a lot of questions in the days he's been here. Yeah, I know he's watching with Zaza. That's a great guy to learn from. I learned a lot from Zaza when I was in my first couple years, and he's learning from Chris Del Marco, and he's a guy that asks a lot of questions. So he'll be all right. When he come back, Steph and when Draymond gets back, there's gonna be a lot of guys he can ask questions, and they help him get through this time. And once he gets back on the court, it should be all good.
Have you been part of the conversations with him in the first, week or so, even if it's virtual, like via computer?
Just a little bit. Like he's been around the guys a little bit the last couple of days, and he's been watching the scrimmages, and he's been asking a lot of questions. So whatever he asks me, I try to help him with. I'm excited for him to get on the court. It seems like he's willing to learn. It seems like he has a good IQ for the game and a good feel already. So just from the conversation I had, the few conversations I had with him, so it's be exciting when you get out there.
He asked you about positioning on a, defense or something like that.
Yeah, he asking just about pick a lot of pick and rolls. In scrimmages, doing a lot of pick and roll with Steph, and where to be at, and just basically where to be at on offense as the center. As a center on this team, you got to be able to make decisions real fast. You got to be able to read the guards and know when to roll, know when to pop sometimes, know when to do handoffs, things like that. He was basically asking me things along that line.
Steve said you practice all 3 days and have come out feeling excellent, I believe is how he said. How do you feel health-wise right now?
I feel great. It's the best I felt in a long time. I'm able to compete, go hard, and do extra work before and after with no problem. So, I'm still doing the little things that I got to do to take care of my body. A lot of stretching, a lot of still doing the strength and rehab stuff just to stay on top of things. But I feel confident in my body and where I'm at right now, and I'm really excited for the season.
Steve said that you're probably the likely starter against the Nuggets. Have you guys talked at all about that? And is starting at center a priority for you?
It's nothing that we talked about yet. Usually towards the end of the training camp, before the couple games, Steve comes to everybody and tell what he expects in their role. And for me, starting really hasn't been a big thing for me. I always want to be able to finish the game out or play at the end. So I know Steve kind of changes the starting position at center for since I've been here based off matchups and based off what he feels. So starting is great, but I'm comfortable coming off the bench and playing any type of role that Steve asked me to do.
What do you notice about this team early on? 3 pretty good days of scrimmaging, very new version of the Warriors. What have you noticed?
I know this team is we were long and we're fast, and the energy is a lot different. In years prior, we had a lot of older guys, and the practices were different. But with this group, we got a lot of young guys, a lot of guys with a chip on their shoulder to prove something. So you can feel it in practice, the energy that we bring, the pace that we're playing with, and that's something that it's real exciting to be a part of. Having that energy, having guys that's really out there to go prove something. It's been a lot of fun. I think we're ready to compete versus other people now.
Steve said that Eric Paschall is filling in for Draymond Green in the starting scrimmage team. What have you noticed about Paschall's game, how it's grown between last year and this year?
Since last year, he's made a lot of improvements, especially on his playmaking and playing with pace. Last year it was a different team. He had a lot of times where he had to score out of isolation. We asked him to do a lot of different things, but this year his role is going to be a little bit different, and he seems to have been improving on his playmaking and making plays at a fast pace and rebounding and doing all the small things that he's going to have to do to make our team win. So he's made a lot of leaps, and I'm excited to see what he does this year.
Who's impressed you in the scrimmages?
each day somebody else plays pretty well. Steph always going to be Steph when he plays, and he always kind of sets the tone on offense and defense. Nico actually played pretty well today. He came in and got our team together and made plays, and he's really impressive. And Kent Bazemore, he's been a guy that he's been on the other team that's been real settling, getting guys in their position. He makes shots when he needs to. He's been like a real good leader. So I say those few guys off the top of my head.
Maybe this is just a real obvious question, but what do you notice about having Steph around, having him with guys on the court?
Having Steph around, he just brings that certain energy, that certain joy to the game, and he's real. He's been setting the tone on offense and defense. He's talking. He's been real vocal as a leader on both ends of the court. He's been teaching a lot to the young guys, and you can tell that he's taking that role, being more vocal on the court. Years past, he was always vocal, but he didn't have to do as much teaching as in years prior. But this year, you could tell he's focused on making sure that guys are getting better. He's making guys feel comfortable and trying to find that chemistry with everybody.
Hey, Kevon, how you doing? It's Monty Poole, NBC Sports Bay Area.
Good, I'm doing good. How are you?
So Kevin Durant says that he might play some let's say some stretch five this year. What are the chances that you might play some stretch five this year?
I think it's gonna be a big chance that I play some stretch five. I think Steve wants to space our bigs out and space the floor out for our wings to be able to open the paint up for Steph and Wiggins and Kelly. So I think everybody on our team has been focused on this summer. Me, Keith, everybody being able to space the floor, be able to shoot threes, and diving as a center is always going to be the focus for our fives to put pressure on the rim and find space for our shooters. But we also want to be able to space the floor and keep it open for our wings to slash. So that's something that we all been practicing on. That's something that I'm looking forward to show that I can do. I might not do as good as KD can do it at stretch five, but it's gonna be a lot of fun to go out there and show more of my game.
You shot a lot of threes back in high school, though, didn't you?
Yeah, high school and college, I shot some threes, and since I've been here, that wasn't a priority as a big. Having guys like our job, me, Jordan Bell, JaVale, was always to dive to the rim, and that's something that I got better at, and I'm still focusing on. But expanding my game, expanding my range is something that Steve asked me the last couple of years, and it's something I've been practicing.
Where are you more comfortable shooting the three, out top or on the corners?
The corners is the easiest shot, I think, for everybody. But I feel comfortable in both spots. But so far, I've been shooting it probably better from the corner.
Hey, Kevon, this is Rich with Let's Go Warriors. You mentioned earlier that Steve talks to you guys about your roles towards the end of training camp, right?
Yeah.
How does he do that? Like, does he have individual meetings with you guys, or just paint the picture for me on how that happens?
Steve kind of just he does a good job of communicating with guys on an everyday basis, but towards the end, he usually comes up with you and gives you a talk and lets you know where you're at, know where you're standing at, and how he sees the rotation and give guys a layout what he's thinking. As a player, that's all you can ask for. You go out there and play hard every night and every day in practice and try to prove yourself and try to earn minutes. And so towards the end, he starts to let you know where you stand and what to expect in the games coming up. He don't really try to do too many surprises. That's when guys kind of lose confidence when they don't know what's going on. But Steve always does a good job of talking to you. He kind of always has a good feel to, right when you feel like you don't know what's going on, he's going to come up to you and have that talk and give you that confidence and let you know that your opportunity is going to come and when what your role is going to be.